Going using our new, what's this thing, Rode Mic Video Micro. They make a big one too, but I didn't really like it. It was too bulky looking at all the pictures. But we ordered them. We drove all the way over to Medford because nobody had one of these mics in Klamath. This is what it looks like, and it's got just a round mic jack on the back of it. And you know, of course, the GoPro doesn't have a round mic jack receptacle, so it's just got like a, I don't know what you call that, a USB. It's not a real USB port, some kind of computer plug-in anyway. So we looked around over there because you got to have an adapter so you can plug, because the round, you got to have something to plug that round jack into. So GoPro makes an adapter you plug into the camera, and then it's got a round jack and the adapter you plug the mic into. So of course nobody had that over there, and god dang, I just looked at this. Look at his straps on his fuel tank there. How the hell do you do that? Huh. I don't think he did that actually, but I think that was like that when he bought it. But man, that ain't good. Anyway, so the wife ordered one on Amazon, and it took 7 days for that damn adapter to get here. So that's why the other videos I made, we were using the old Hero. This GoPro 8, I will say, it does a really nice, it has a really nice picture on it. But anyways, we'll see how this this setup works. So what is that, a 388, and there's 370, well, whatever it is. It's an Anteater Peterbilt. We ripped all the PTO stuff off that, and we're gonna install it on this truck now. This Western Star, the old Peterbilt. She's getting sent to the pumice mine where she can die a slow death. It's got it ain't long for the world. It's got 1.5 million on it, and it's tired. Anyway, so this Detroit's a 15 or 16 miles. It's got a DD16 in it. This tank, you know, the hose deal probably isn't going to work because the tank's not going to be mounted in the same place. We'll see, but the tank's going to be mounted over here, right here. We're going to mount that tank right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it mocked up, and then mark my holes, and then get the mag drill on it, drill the holes, and mount the tank. And then what I did is I pulled this whole assembly here that has the air lines and everything on it. I thought it was just going to be easier. We'll pull this one here and put it back on the Peterbilt. We'll have to unbolt it here, pull the electrical part. Now let's see, now this has got a little bit different setup here though. This has got quick connectors here, so we're gonna have to we might have to swap these valves around or something on here. How are we going to do that? Yeah, I'll cross that bridge. I just wanted to keep this assembly in here instead of messing around drilling holes. It was just going to be easier. This is the relief valve and everything for it, so it just seemed like to me it was just going to be an easier way to go. I think what I'll do is I'll just unbolt this and I'll put it on the other one. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe we'll leave this pogo stick on there because he's got a hook up there, because that style there was this type you could tie your hoses up, and I think we'll just tie off to that hook up there. That's what we'll do. But anyways, we'll get the tank mounted first, and then what I'm gonna do, this PTO, this Muncie PTO, see, I already put a PTO on this truck. You guys saw a video about that. But what I need to do though is that pump that's on here is way too small for what he's going to be doing, pulling belt trailer and stuff like that and other things, and he'd just be better off with this big pump on there. But we need to pull this pump and this adapter off this PTO, and then put this pump and adapter on that Muncie PTO, and that's another thing we got to do. So anyways, we better get to work here. Got it mocked up to where where I wanted my. Gotta be mindful not to put my hand around the mic when I'm using this new setup. Okay, so got my holes marked. Some cutting fluid, some rapid tap cutting fluid. Got the mag drill. Trying to not set my mag base on the marks that I've got. So I need to go a little bit higher. That's pretty darn close. Yeah, there's a bunch of wires and lines right there, so guys, once he gets through, you don't want to keep going and rip all them out. Okay, train controller. Let me careful here. Why they put lock nuts, or somebody put lock washers. These are nylock nuts, so I don't understand why they put lock washers. I guess they're just doubling up. I'm not doing that. No sense in it. Well, Steve, could you hold this in?
Yes, I can.
And I'll climb under here and get a nut started on it. Let's see if I can get all the bolts in it, I guess. And there it is, right there. I think I was missing one nut, I think. See, now this one here is not a lock nut, so that makes sense to put a lock washer on that one. But the ones that already have lock nuts, it don't make much sense. They had a lock washer on every single one of them, which doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me. Now I can actually reach in here on this one. Easier to deal with. Yeah, nuts and bolts, we got screwed. Yeah. That tank looks alright. We're sitting there, huh? I was trying to get it level and plane there. But yeah, you might look at the head of that, see if it's SAE. Some of those are. That's an SAE bolt. That's a cat bolt. That's an SAE. 5/8. Okay. So what did Warren do with the About a 15/16 wrench over here. I was pretty certain, but maybe I left it over there. Oh shoot, no, I don't really need that. So let's here.
Wonder where that's off.
What's off?
Oh, what? It's going in the bag.
Oh yeah, those come off all the time. Road wash knocks them off, and wiring harness is right in the way. Well, there's the damn. Where'd that nut come from?
It just fell out of the end of this.
Here we'll. That's the nut I was missing. There's your nut back.
You want the gun or the
Pin wrench. If you want to, you can run the gun. Bottom one.
Nope, I ain't gonna get it. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Looks. Oh, you had it.
I know.
Go ahead. Oh, you're fine. Okay.
Top?
Can you get on the top one there?
Yeah.
Go for it. All right. Okay, the old tank is mounted. Now, being that this tank was mounted on the passenger side on the other truck, we're gonna have to turn the suction fitting the other way. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn that. Oh, we're gonna have to turn that suction fitting that direction, which is no big deal. It's just pipe. What have they got here though? Oh, I thought they had this tacked here or something. I thought, no, that's a problem. But we should be. I'd like to go tighter. I would kind of like to go tighter, not looser. So I'll get a big pipe wrench on this and see if I can go 90 degrees or not 90, 180 degrees. Pointer the other direction. Kind of curious. I'm gonna get that hose and mock that suction line up. I don't think it's gonna be long enough, but we'll check it out. tight quarters. Man, this ain't gonna work, I don't think, on this transmit. I don't know, I'll look at it, but I don't think that support's gonna work on there. Different setup. Easier to pull this pump off and change the pumps, that way I don't have to reset my backlash on that PTO. Holy cow, that one's tight. I'm gonna have to put this in the vise. Holy shit! Somebody really got carried away there. Okay. Oh, damn it. Somebody got this one tight now, I'm telling you. Holy cow. Yeah, that other adapter is for a smaller pump, and it's only a 4-bolt. Well, this one here is 1, 2, 3. This one's only got 4 bolts, but it's a different pattern. That adapter won't work, I don't think. I need to pull my pump off this truck and put a new seal in the pump. Leaking hydraulic fluid on the ground when I park it. Winter time. Okay. Pumps off. Alright, Allens. Pull the 4 Allens. Okay, we'll pull that off, pull this off of here. And then I gotta pull the other one off the truck that's in it. Yeah. So you gotta drain your oil when you pull this adapter plate off, we found. Once I pulled the pump off, I seen this adapter plate had the seal in it. So if you just pull the seal, the oil from the transmission is gonna run out on your lap. But I discovered another problem with that PTO that we put on there very recently. Whoever, you know, all I did, you guys saw the video, all I did was take what was already there and mount it on there. Well, I noticed that this area was pretty darn wet here. Well, that's the reason it was wet. The adapter plate on that one is all loose. And there wasn't very much oil in the transmission. There was no metal in it. I think we got extremely lucky here. And we did this when we did it. I caught this problem. That would be why it's leaking fluid everywhere. It's loose on there. Let me get the camera. Just up here. Oh, this thing's got like 2 adapter plates on it, huh? Okay. It's a little bit different setup. I think everything, it's the same drive. from the actual gearbox or PTO is going to drain into that now. Get out of here. Oh, come on. Lock washers are hanging up inside the... bar or something popping off there, I guess. Yeah, there's a gasket on this one. Wasn't no gasket on that other one, if I recall anyway. This one's different. Oh, yeah. Damn it, we're probably going to end up just changing the whole thing. I realize now that's a Chelsea. This is a Chelsea, that's a Muncie. I just seen a Chelsea. I thought they were the same. Now, duh. That one's red, that one's blue, this one's red. They're not even the same. They're not even the same thing. Well, we're just going to change the whole PTO. This one's a pile because it leaks everywhere. Because we filled this full of oil. And it's probably a gallon low, which is quite a bit for a transmission, so we don't want to waste our time there. So that whole idea isn't going to work anyway, I don't think. I mean, I could try. I guess I could see if that adapter would bolt on there, but I didn't know that. Learning lessons, see. That ain't going to work, because that no, you got to have this. You got to have this on there, because it has the bearing race in it. Not going to work. Can't do it. Gotta change the whole thing. Gotta change the whole damn thing around. Well, so much for trying to do something the easy way. He's just going to be better off with that the other PTO on it anyway, because it's got the bigger pump and everything. It's just a way better setup for what he's doing. I'm not really sure if those belt trailers require, I think all they got is a little Eaton motor, but you know, them Eaton motors take quite a bit of flow. So, okay, well, I'm going to pull this one back off. What a waste of time that was putting that thing on there, huh? Leaking piece of junk anyway. Just needs a seal. Needs a seal here and a gasket. And then so, got a train there honking his horn and making a bunch of racket. So, thought I would tell you what I was doing here. So, got it mounted up here. I used my original gasket, Sonnet Net. I got a buddy that works at a trucking outfit that is basically our fuel supplier for this entire area here, and they've got a bunch of tankers with PTOs on them, and he installs PTOs constantly, doing PTO work. You know, when they get new trucks, or you know, if they have to pull a transmission, put a clutch in, they got to pull the PTO off the bottom of the transmission to put the jack underneath it. So and I'm kind of the same way. I don't do near as many as he does, but my experience is the same as his. And because I said, what do you do? And he goes, usually I just put a thick and a thin gasket on it and stick it on there. But this one here, I checked it with I was just nervous because we had two different brands of PTO. We went from a Chelsea to a Muncie, so I used a thick and a thin gasket. And for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, the gasket is what actually sets your backlash between your countershaft on your transmission and your drive gear on your PTO. So if you get it it's better to be a little too loose than to be too tight. If you're too tight, I mean, it'll tear the transmission up. That's what can happen. Most of the ones that I've seen that were just a little loose are just a little noisy when they're running, you know. So that's just a good general rule of thumb. I checked this one here, and I was right at like 14 thousandths. So I think I looked it up, and I think it was 10 to 12. So that's what I kept getting, was like 14,000. So I was happy with that, and I thought that's fine. That's good enough. So we'll bolt her on there, and we should be good to go. And the other thing is different now that I look at this PTO. So that's the problem. I work on so many different things. I guess sometimes it would be nice to specialize in something that, you know, I could remember. That's the problem. I'll work on these two trucks today, and then tomorrow I'll be putting that Ford back together, which reminds me, I'll go ahead and tell you about it. I started videoing that ZF6 speed. I got it all together, got the transmission completely rebuilt, and I videoed all that, putting it together. I still got to put that out, but I was going to video, you know, putting the thing back in and driving it. Well, so here's the deal. So I went to, the day before, the morning I went down to finish the transmission. I thought, you know, I was in a hurry that day when I pulled the transmission out. I got it torn apart, got the parts ordered, and what I should have done is not been in such a damn hurry to get it out and get it torn apart. I should have pulled the clutch out. Well, I just went off what it was, you know, 2008, 6.4 power stroke, manual transmission, full drive, all that stuff. I even called Ford because there was a little confusion. One of the parts outfits told me there was either a dual mass flywheel or a single piece flywheel. Well, I called Napa, and then they said no, the only thing that they were showing was a single piece flywheel for that 2008 Ford. So then, you know, then they got me confused. So I'm calling Ford with the VIN number, because I took a picture of the VIN number a couple of days before when I was ordering parts for it. So I had the VIN number on my phone. I called Ford with the VIN number, and they told me, no, it's a single piece flywheel. So that cleared up that confusion. So I called Napa back, and I said, hey, Napa, give me a clutch for it. So I'm going to go down there and change the clutch while I'm there. So I went down there, and I got done with the transmission. I put the transmission on my, you know, my telescoping jack, strapped it to the jack, rolled it over there, lifted the truck up on the lift, and pulled the clutch out, and it had a not a center force, it had a South Bend dual disc clutch in it. It had a dual disc clutch in it like a truck. It had an intermediate plate, different flywheel, and so anyway, I get my clutch out of the Napa kit, and they sold me the wrong one anyway, because the pilot bearings one isn't the same. They don't change the input shaft size is still the same size. It was way too big anyways. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Actually, that dual disc clutch has got a lot of life left on it. So I think what we're going to wind up doing is just finding a pilot bearing, take that clutch back, and just put a pilot bearing in there, and put the clutch that was in it back in it, because that dual disc clutch is I mean, it'll last a long time. And those things for those pickups, because I know I put a couple of them, they were like $1,500-$1,600 for the damn clutch. Is what we paid for those things. So the airline situation, this has This has quick connects on it. Well, I guess that doesn't really mean anything. That doesn't mean, well, wait. I think they're different size though. That does mean something. This other one had bigger airlines on it. I was gonna say we could just use we could just unplug them and put nut and ferrules on them, but this one here's got like a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch airline, and that one I think has a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch. Yeah, this other one had a way bigger airline in it. It's just a kind of a different setup completely, the way it's set up. Yeah, I'll just unbolt it. It's just 2 holes. I'll just take a drill and drill them out. Just mount it there, I guess. Why is that? Okay. Altamont drag strip.
Well, you wasn't going fast.
There's a lot of noise, no go. What do they call that? All blow, no go?
That was one of them.
Let's get the bungee cord set up here off of it. Truckers and bungee cords. Oh. Okay. Get on that. Okay, we're getting there. Well, let's undo this. Look at that, turn that. Oh man, they didn't slot this one. But it comes apart like that. It's a little fancier one than that other one is. Okay. This one's got this cord here. Auxiliary cord. I mean, it's not even hooked up to anything, it's just got a wire and they get it tied off here. Pair of dikes and cut that zip tie. Okay, and then I gotta get those loose. Ow! Funny bone wasn't so funny. Alright. Damn, they put 7/16 bolts in these. Serious, they didn't want this one coming loose. What the hell's going on with that one? Yeah, I was just on the wrong one. Okay. I thought it was gonna. I'm gonna have to take it clear off, or I'm gonna have to take at least one bolt clear out to swivel one of them. There we go. This one can go on the other truck. I gotta loosen this up more or something.
I don't know.
Can't even swivel this one.
Oh.
Well, there it goes. I got it swiveled now. Pain in the ass.
That ain't going. There we go.
Get her. It's back here. About as far back as we can, I think. I'd rather have it up against the headache rack like that. That's where I would rather have it. Then we'll tighten them up. Gotta find the wrenches first, so. Oh shoot.
Hose?
Oh, I missed it. Completely missed it. And then I went too far and backed the whole damn thing off. So let's start clear over, I guess. I wish I was born with 3 arms. Sometimes it would have been really nice to have 3 hands, you know what? Tail or something.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I was born with 3 too instead of just good looking. Yeah, gosh.
This is the problem I have with these gloves is I can't feel anything to start something, or pretty soon I get pissed off and I go with the gloves for the rest of the day. There we go. Alright. What a pain in the ass.
I wonder if I'm good. Yeah. How big's that plug?
Huh?
Well, it should
What plug's that?
the plug. I want to clear this.
Oh, I think it'll clear that easy, I think. What did I do with the bolts? Had a 1/2-inch end wrench. Snug it up. Do what's straight here. Pretty good, huh? Hoses are pretty well straight up and down. Alright. This right here where I can reach them. Climb back in here. Cool. Alright. Got that whipped. What I think I can do now, I got this discharge line actually reached over there. Coming out of there, we need to get this up here and tie it to either this cross member or the main loom here. Keep it off that drive line. I want to get that discharge line and see if it's going to even be close to reaching. That'd be cool if all I had to replace was that suction line. Alright, we are making real good progress here. The discharge line turned out good coming from the so that here's your lead valve right here. So the pump discharge comes out of there, and that hose too. What I did is I turned this fitting, I tightened it more, and turned it back, and then I just ran this discharge line. I'll climb under here, I'll show you. And I just looped it 90 degrees and up on the frame rail and turned this about another 90 degrees and just looped it around, and it worked out just right. The only thing we really need is a suction line, and we'll have this thing whipped. And of course, it's a holiday weekend, so good luck. He's gonna see if he can get one tomorrow, but I don't think so. So I got it. Here it is. So you can see I just ran it up here and looped it around. I got a bunch of zip ties on it trying to hold her up. Around here you really got to watch, you know, you really got to tie stuff up good in this part of the country, because it'll snow and then that ice will hang on it, and you know, if you just put 1 or 2 zip ties on it, it can be a recipe for disaster, because it'll break your ties and then it'll come down into the driveline or something and just tear the shit out of everything. But I got to pump the oil back into the transmission, and I've got to run, so we got to find out where are we going to run the supply for our switch at. Okay, so where are the tanks at? Way back here. Looks like all the air tanks are back here, huh? Is there any in the front here? Doesn't really look like it, huh? Trying to figure out where I can run my supply off of. Everything on this newer truck is all, you know, it's all quick connectors. Hopefully that was be nice if there was a 1/4-inch pipe plug right there that we could put a fitting in and run a line to it for supply air. Now there's a pipe plug way back there, but I didn't really want to go clear off the other side of the tank. Might have to though. Might have to put a fitting in 90 there and then come up and go over the tank. And where's the other tank at? Should be another tank on this thing somewhere. That's the should be a primary, secondary tank on it. I'm not seeing it. Oh, what's on here? Def tank, battery box, no air tank. Huh. Well, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna plumb on this thing to plumb into the switch. He said just mount it in the same spot the other one was. So we're gonna have to pull this Torx headed little plate here. Have to cut the carpet here a little bit and mount it over here. I guess we'll probably ought to pull this off first and then see if there's nothing that's going to interfere with it. But I need to find somewhere to plumb in. Okay. Well, I'm not really sure, guys. Where are we gonna go with this thing to plumb into? Man, it's looking like about the only options I'm gonna have is that tank back here. God, the fittings are just on the wrong darn side of the tank. What I did is I teed into the supply going to the cab suspension. Back here, I teed into that with a quick coupler, 1/4-inch T, and then I ran the supply in to the valve, the bottom here, the valve mounted. I would have liked to have the it's on going that way, which I really don't like, but what was happening. There's a little cross ribs on the bottom of this cab, and the fitting was hitting the cross ribs, so I had to turn it the other way. And we got to get an indicator. The only thing we lack so far is an indicator and a suction light. Indicator light and a suction hose. But let's get oil back in the transmission. We need some more, but it's got enough in there. We can get her to build air and make sure she kicks on. Get that rough idle. That's a quantity control valve. Anyhow, so primary, enough air. It's working because it's grinding, so it's working. Now I can turn it on to make sure I don't have any leaks. Okay, we're good to go.